Hello, everybody. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, TikTok. All right, today we're going to be trying to finish these medieval cats. Hopefully. So I'm just doing like a final little trim for this guy. And then, yeah, hopefully we can start some airbrushing. So hopefully it all works out. I'm a little nervous to do the airbrushing on these ones. Mainly the one that's standing up, the middle child. Just because I've kind of gotten used to it being white. But now, you know, it was meant to be blue, you know, the whole time. The whole time I've had the idea of having it blue, so we're just going to roll with it. I'm going to stick it out. If it looks crap, it looks crap. I don't think it will. So I'm just giving the this one just a little trim because I think the hair's just a bit too long. It looks like a little bit like a lion. So I'm just going to round the face a little bit, I think. Where did his thread come from? So let's do this side. Normally I trim it with my pet shears, but I'm just going to quickly go over it like this. That's better. It's sort of a bit of a rounder effect. That's better. All right, see, I've trimmed the face just a little bit, just to make it a bit more cat-like. Hey, Moko. I think I said that last time. How are you? All right, I think this is better. We'll blend it in. Looking cute. Now I'm just going to cut out some details in here where I sculpted it, but when I apply the fur, it hides it a little bit. Right, so I think I'm going to do the eyelids like a bit of brown and a bit of pink. I think. I feel like a hairdresser. Pet groomer. All right, I think that's cute. Okay, there we go. YouTube. I gave it a little trim, so I think, which way are we going? I think that's a little bit better. And there we are. So I'm going to add a little bit of airbrushing to here, like a tabby sort of colour, and a little bit more to the back as well. The tail, I haven't quite decided if I'm going to leave it fluffy or not. Making art doll cats right now too. Oh, okay. These ones are medieval cats. All right, let's just clean up the eyes a little bit. So I've got a little bit of glue on the eyes, and I'm just going to sort of cut off a little bit. So hopefully we can get these, well, at least the majority of the stuff finished today with the airbrushing. I don't think it needs a lot of detail work in it, so maybe this one might be the most, but I'm just trying to clean up a few things beforehand. Just going to, thanks for all the likes, guys. Alright, just getting off this excess glue. That makes it a bit messy. There, that's better. You can see his pretty green eyes. Hey Yumi, how are you? Thank you. Okay. So someone suggested I put for more realism, I put poo on that cat butt. I think that's too far. I feel like that's too far. So I'll do a combination of a little bit of pink in that corner and brown for the eyelids. So just clean the mouth area up. The mouth is an important piece here, I think, because it's so wonky. So I need to be able to see it. I'll just trim this a little bit too. Don't go poo. It was tempting. Maybe on a different one. It was tempting. I think that's too far. Maybe if I do one that's doing a poo. No, that's too far, even for me. All right, I think those eyes are pretty clean. Tiny little corner piece. So the good thing about using glass eyes is they're pretty easy to clean up, so I don't have to worry too much about can I see? So this is Sir Claude. So I just gave him a bit of a trim because it was a bit, I left it long and I wasn't really feeling it. So that's that one so far. I'm going to add a bit of tabby colouring to it. And this one is the why I'm showing it's too thin. Gets people interested. So that's the little one so far. I'm just going to do a little bit of ginger colouring on it, I think. So not too much overboard. And this is the other one as well, which I'm going to do blue. Hopefully the blue doesn't wreck it. I don't think it will. It's just going to be like a blue tabby sort of colour. But yeah. So there's the three. I'm wanting to make some props for it too. ever done a honey badger or a wolverine? No, they're on the list, actually. I was very close to doing it. I used to do polls over on my Patreon to vote, and the wolverine was like been on there since the last 3 times, but nobody's picked the wolverine. But they're definitely high on the priority list. They look like silly little gooses. They do, don't they? I think they're pretty cute. Alright, so just going to add a tiny bit of pink. Where is my... I need another one of these. Yeah, the honey badger, the wolverine I thought about doing. I haven't decided which one with the movable jaw, but I don't know. I think the honey badger would look pretty good with a movable jaw. All right. Just going to do a little bit of pink in this corner here. Not too much. And then the rest I'll do a bit of brown. Ooh, whoa, that butt was coming to get me. I'm not too fussed about covering the eyes because it's glass and it washes off really easily. So I'm not going to clean that too much. So I'm using an raw umber for the rest of the eye. Honey badger, I reckon the white's going to be a little difficult because it's got like a black undertone to it. And it's really hard to find fur that's black with white tips. It's actually quite hard to find that. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll sort it out. I'm sure I'll find it somewhere. But yeah, it's not just like a straight up white. I mean, what I could do is so it'll take ages, but it will, part the fur to just colour the backing. No problem. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for all the likes. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I'm just going to blend this pink a little bit. And then I'll clean this up. I mean, I'm not too worried about it looking messy at the moment. That's it. It got your attention, didn't it? She's an attention seeker, that one. Like most cats, stick your butt in the face. It's only right. Thanks. Haven't even seen the rest of it. Incredible job on the butthole. Nigger's one of the quickest things I've ever sculpted. And not the first one. Alright. So, it's looking a little bit in general. Well, thank you. Thank you for being modest. Alright. Now, I'm going to add a little bit here of brown. I'm not adding any black to this one. Normally I do a lot of black sort of colouring around the eyes and stuff, but this one. Okay. painting a cat. Well, not a real one. Yeah, I don't use any animal products either. It's all fake stuff. I sculpt everything, all the parts, put it on an armature, and then use fake fur or different types of fabrics. Just depends on what I'm making, really. So sometimes I use minky fabric, sometimes I use just cotton fabric. So a couple of different things. Right, just do a little bit around the nose, not too much, I don't think. Just want to highlight the nostrils a little bit because you want it to be weird looking. I don't want too much of just a little bit of colour. This is the fun part, doing all the detail work. I think we just a little bit here, not too much. How's the oh, it's cute. It's cute. Leave it alone. Oops. Oh no, I lost a leaf. Oh, okay. All right. Now, should we do one at a time? Let's see. Where's my brown? So I've got a whole thing of paints here. So I use jacquard paints for my airbrushing. So this one is a raw umber. And we also have just a brown jacquard paint as well. So I'm going to use that on this one. I've also got orange, but I think this orange is going to be too vibrant for what I want. So I think it's going to be too vibrant for what I want. I could do a test. And we have blue. Blue. This one is a sapphire blue. Shalom, I guess. Not really sure what for. Sky blue. This one's too teal. Oh, that one's red shit. Actually, I'm going to have to go with this sapphire. Thanks so much for the follow. Just mixing this up to see if it'll come good, but I don't think so. I think this one's cactus. Alright, not to worry. So there are colours. Okay, I'm going to do one at a time. So the airbrush I'm using is an eye water one. Why are you looking at me like that? Which one? Which one are you talking about? So, yeah, this is an eye water HPCH. I think it's like a fine line brush. Hey Todd, how are you? Gonna do some, finally doing some, the lower one. It's a medieval cat. Give him some grace. Yeah. Got my mixing cup. Thanks for the follows. So silly. Red oxide might be a good one to. Sometimes it's hard to open and shred your hand. I think this is going to be too dark, I reckon. That's too dark of a ginger, but that might be good for this one. So I'll keep that aside. Thanks for the likes. Keep this one aside. This is red oxide. And this one, skin tone base, which skin tone base is a bit weird because it's like super orange. All right, so I think this will be good for the ginger one. It's really, really light. I just want a really light coverage of ginger on that one. So I'll keep that to the side too. Okay, let's mix some colours. So I've got my little mixing cup. Mixy. I reckon I'm going to start with some raw umber. Okay, that seems okay. So where are we? I need my mixing tool. That one. Does he know? I don't think so. I don't think he does. I just brought it to life without. No, it's not. No. It's all fake. I don't use any animal products either, so it's all animal friendly. Use all fake fur, sculptural pieces, and put it all together. But not a real cat. No, be a weird looking cat, I reckon. It's probably why he doesn't know he exists. Alright, so I just sort of mix it around like this to get all the colour to mix in. I'm just using water to mix it through. Sometimes it can be a bit chunky. This paint's starting to get a little bit old, so it starts to get a bit chunky once it gets a bit older. So we want to just mix it up. Make sure all the little bits and pieces are. So I normally start with the light colour as well, and then start working on like the darker bits. Silly Neo. So yeah, that way if you go too dark, you can just you can't go too dark if you start with the lighter colour. But we'll see how this sprays. Well, that's good. It's good being silly. I don't know if this might be a bit too thin. Actually, I'll add a tiny bit more. You don't want it too thin because then the colour doesn't really come out. So I'm just mixing it in. So I usually mix these colours with 20% water, but sometimes I find that's a little too thick for it to come through the airbrush. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Min. Much appreciated, guys. Thanks for all the likes. All right. Just gonna move these scissors out of the way. All right. Now, so basically I want to frame the face in white. So I'm going to do a sort of a blend, I should say. with my airbrush. If I can get the lid off. Put a little bit of water through. Is he supposed to? Yes, it is a medieval cat, so it looks like an awful cat. It's not meant to look like a proper cat. Okay. So hopefully this doesn't clog too much. All right. Now, also going to film some of this on the, yeah, they're medieval cats, so they look a bit weird. All right, so I'm going to do, so I've turned my airbrush down so a lot of air doesn't come out. Might need a little bit more air coming out. Okay, it's better. Okay, and I like to get my brush, blend it through as well. So this one's going to have like tabby colouring to it, so I don't need to be too worried about what do you call it? Mottling is the word. It's starting to come together. Okay, there goes butthole. Director. No. Sorry, get the butt back in. Get the butt back in. That's it. Gotta make it realistic. Gotta make it realistic. It's only that one that has it so far. So far. All right. Okay, I think that's really coming together now. So I wanted to frame the face so it's a bit weird looking. But yeah, I add a bit more colour as well. So I'm not too worried about it having a bit of a mottling look to it because it's going to be like a tabby colour. And I'm leaving the legs sort of white as well. So Exactly. Well, we can only assume that's what they look like, right? Did they actually look like this? Have we bred them so much that they don't look like cats anymore? Thanks for the follow. Right. Now I'm going to add a little bit of striping. And I just do that by putting my airbrush really close. See, and then it adds like a little bit of striping. So we're starting to get the tabby sort of look to it now. Which is a little bit harder to do on longer hair. But it looks kind of tabby anyway because of that black colouring. So that's fine. Okay. So when I'm done with this light colour, I'm going to go in with some brown. Oh, it's so cute. Thank you. Thanks. All right. And I'm going to add a little bit of that stripiness. Just a little bit on the sides here. Start adding that stripiness. So see? Oh, thanks. Even though it looks a bit harsh as it is right now, and then I'm going to add, do I sell the stuff? Yes, so these will all be for sale. And I have a shop, creaturesinat.com, so you can find everything, all my links in my bio. And yeah, so I actually have to wrap a doll. It's going off to Canada. So someone just bought the doll this morning. So yeah, that's exciting. That's going to Canada. All right, I'm just going to do, let me do a tiny bit of trimming on these feet. So I've been doing this for about 13 years now. So a while. And hey, nobody can see the cat butt. How dare you? All right, just going to give this a quick trim. Because everything's dry now, so. Not that some of them just need a top off, basically. So they're a little bit too long. That's it, really. And then I'm just going to add some detail work to the feet of this one, just to bring out the little paw pad things, the toes, I should say. I do sell them, yes. Sorry, I missed a couple of comments. yes, I have a shop, creaturesandat.com. So the link to all of my everything is in my bio. So yes, I do sell them, and I have payment plans as well, so I can make it a bit easier. Does it have wire in it? So I use a ball and socket armature, so minus the hair. So it looks like this. This one, they all have this small one, but it comes in really large sizes like this too. So it's obviously for bigger dolls. Normally I use this size and the medium size. So I've got 3 sizes, but it makes them posable, so they can pose any sorts of ways. But yeah, I do use a little armature. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of detailing. Not too much. So I've turned my air down on this, so there's not a lot of air blowing out. It creates like a thinner line. You have a bit more control of where the paint's going. So that's you're so talented. Oh, thank you. Just takes practice. Last one. I'm still practicing my nozzle control with my airbrush as well, so takes a little bit of. How long does it take to make one? Normally takes between 20 and 30 hours, so a while. So it just depends on the complexity as well. So sometimes they're a little bit more complex because I do things like movable jaws and stuff. So yeah. So it just depends how complicated it is really, and how big it is. So the little ones tend to be a bit quicker to make. So there's not much. Like the sculpt isn't so big, and the body's not so big to sew. I like making smaller ones. All right, so I think we're going to just do just a little bit of colour on the feet. Doing like fluffy tone. Do you make other animals? Yes, I do make. I don't normally make things like this. I make more realistic animals. So I do fake taxidermy pieces. So I'll show you Chameleon that I'm working on. He's currently tangled up in the other one. So I'm currently working on a chameleon. So there's a little head. So I do more realistic things normally. I will be airbrushing the body to match the colour of the head. So yeah. And I'll quickly show you the cougar that I'm working on too. Sorry, not working on. I've finished the cougar, but this is what I make normally. So realistic animals. So I've gone for a snarling face on that one. And yeah, you can see there's a leopard seal in the back there. So yeah, lots of different things. Are you adding buttholes to it? Do you want me to? I can absolutely, if it's requested. That one, I just thought, like, look at it. It's just in your face. It reminds me of my cat. So it's kind of like a little laugh to myself, I think. Okay. I think we're looking good with that colour. Now I think I might I'll just add a little bit of blending to the face. Have I ever done a wolf? I've done so many wolves. Lots of people commission wolves. And I've done, I don't know, I reckon I've done about 30 or 40 over the years. So I've done so many wolves. I don't think it's a good idea to add anything around the eyes. I was going to, but I don't think it's a good idea. So, sorry, YouTube, I just totally had you out of screen. I think he's looking pretty good. All right, now I think I might add some, what's it called? Some brown. So this was the raw umber, so it's a little bit lighter. The whole, it has to. Do you want to look at it? Here's a good look. It's puckered and everything. All right, and just a cup to just drop this excess off. So I probably made a little bit too much here, but that's okay. So I've just got a cup to drop my excess paint off so I don't spoil the water. A view maker, I know exactly, same with mine. That's sort of what gave me the idea. She's got like the most out there butthole I've ever seen. So, it was only fitting. And you know how like some cats have a little bit of hair that sort of covers a tiny bit of it? My cat's just like none. It's just all for show. All right, so I'm just going to mix up some of this brown. So I'm just putting in just a little bit of water. Am I making a cat? Yeah, I'm making 3 medieval cats. So they're, a bit of a weird looking cat. So here's his little face. It's a medieval cat, so it looks a bit shonky. Normally I make more realistic things, but this is just a bit of fun. I've been wanting to make medieval cats for a long time, so now was the time. All right, so this brown's more of a burnt sienna type color, so it's a bit more red. He looks like a lion. He does, doesn't he? Cute little spicy boy. Lazy boy. Right, this has got a big hair on it, so we can't have hair. That's just going to stick in the airbrush. It's a problem with working with hair. Fur just gets everywhere. That's why I sort of gave it a bit of a trim. Actually, fun fact, I am working on a lion too, so I've half sculpted it. So there's kind of a little process shot. I've got 2 commissions on at the moment, so I've sort of put this on the back burner, but this one's going to be a male lion. I'm going to do a male and a female. So that's the male lion. And the female, I haven't quite decided on a pose just yet, so I'm thinking I wanted a bit more sassy. This one's going to have a bit more of a stoic sort of vibe to it. And I think the female I'll do a bit more sassy. Maybe I'll do like a half open, like snarling sort of look. But yeah, just sort of been playing around with the expressions a bit more lately on some of my dolls, just to make them a little bit more, a bit more character, I think. Do I support Trump? Absolutely not. Hell no. That guy's a wacko. I think it looks more like an owl with a cat's face. An owl? What a weird question, right? I'm not even American. Why would you? Guy's a psycho. Anyway. Alright, so just gonna pour some of the darker colour in. And I think I'm just going to do a bit more stippling. Let's just see. Turn it down a little bit. So it sort of gives it a bit more of a sort of a reddy sort of colour. Don't know if that question and answer killed the vibe. You're American, I don't like Trump. Good. Why would you? That's crazy. The dude's a psycho. Way to make it weird. Echidna, yes. I've been thinking about how to make an echidna for a long time to get the spines looking right. But I think I'd have to make each spine out of Sculpey or something, Posclay. Okay, I think that's starting to look a bit more, I think this line's a bit dark, I might blend it a bit more. Sometimes the airbrush throws out little splodges. It would be cute. I don't know that many people would be into an echidna, to be honest. Okay. So see how it's just a bit flat with just the same colour, and then it's just a bit more dimension and colour and a bit more realism in that one. I love how that person that asked just like bailed anyway. Was it a bot? I reckon it might have been a bot. So I'm putting the colouring in between the brown that we did before. Just to sort of, blend it up a little bit. Alright. Sort of picking it up. It looks more stripy than what it actually is on the camera. It doesn't. It actually looks a bit better on YouTube. A bit more true, not so stripy. for the follow. I'm thinking I should add a little bit of black to blend that. See how there's like this stark line? I don't think that's quite doing any justice. It looks like there's just a line here, so I think I need to do a little bit of blending, and with that I might just use my fabric markers for that one, and just sort of go over the top, which I don't actually really like those fabric markers, to be honest. Just get a bit of a brush. So yeah, there's too much of a stark line and it looks a bit weird. So I'll just add a little bit of brown to it. Then it's looking really good. See how when you comb it out, it sort of starts blending in a little bit better. It sort of picks up all this loose stuff as well. So what I'll do, thanks for sharing. So what I'll do is I'll get, I think I put another fabric marker. I did. No, not that one. Got these tulip ones and I'm not really happy with them. So I did buy another one, a Sharpie one. Oh, there it is. Hiding. Sorry for the weird close-up view. There's a massive head under my nose. Alright. Oh, that's a bloody Sharpie one. It's not the Sharpie one. Must be around. Well, where are you? I don't know where the Sharpie one is. It's a bit annoying. Fine. I'm actually just going to use my black fabric paint because I don't like those markers. They don't set properly. So they can go jump. Did I just get fabric paint all over me? I hope not. Alright, where are we? So same textile colour, black jacquard. Have I ever made a pangolin? I haven't. I do want to make one. A couple of years ago I was sort of wondering what the best way to make the armour would be. Or the scales. So yeah, I think EVA foam would be the best bet. So if I ever do make one, I'll probably use EVA foam for it. And it's pretty paintable, so yeah, I think that's the plan. If I do make a pangolin, one day I will. How long have I been making these? Almost 13 years. So a long time. Alright, so with this one, I'm just going to just drag it over to just add a little bit of black to the top. You see how that blends in? And so I couldn't really do that with an airbrush. It would just blast the whole thing. So you sort of need to comb it in the process, like down with something just over the top of the pile, and that sort of blends it in. You can see it better on YouTube, actually. I think the lighting's a bit harsh on the TikTok. So I'm just using, like, I'm dipping my brush and sort of brushing off the excess. That's good. We thought the cat was real. That's it. That's what we want. The realism. Catches attention, right? So you can see we're just blending it in here. Looks much better, doesn't it? I actually thought I'd get more done on these cats today, but it doesn't look like it. It's got too much on it. Oh, thanks for the follow. So I'm not too concerned about putting too much, dragging too much along here. We want it to blend because it's quite black heavy anyway. So So it's all about building layers with these. So yeah, you can really see on YouTube how much better that's blended in. It looks, there's not that stark line. Oh, thank you. Shots. All right, just blend a little bit more. That was a little bit too much. Blend that out with my finger. Sometimes when you use short fur, there's more of a risk of getting the wrong amount of colour on there. So you can see there's a multi-layered fur here, how much that layering really makes it a bit more realistic. Now if it's too colour heavy, you can sort of brush it out a little bit. And just blend it in a little bit more. But I don't mind because it gives the illusion of like stippling and tabby. Okay. All right. Almost done with this guy. It's too much. So I'm really, really lightly just dragging my brush over the top of this. Think you want to make one of these? I have heaps of videos on my YouTube with like tutorials and stuff. So yeah, there wasn't any tutorials when I first started, but now I've got a whole YouTube channel on how I made everything basically. So there you go. I have an Amazon storefront as well where I've got a whole list of materials that I normally use, and I've also got a shop as well that has some materials, not a lot, but it's got the Sculpey and the armature. Furs, I haven't got the space to stock any fur, nor do I know where to get a bloody fur supplier from. So you know, I don't have anywhere to stock any of that stuff. Otherwise I'd have more supplies. All right. Just a couple of spots on there. Now I do want to add a little bit of pink, but yeah, this pink is too pink for my liking, so I have to sort of mix a pink, custom coloured pink, more of an apricot colour. All right, I think I'm done with this colour. Okay, let's look at our kitty. Oh, isn't that cute? There's my... Oh, this one's got a big crack in it. That's not going to work, is it? How many cups do we have here? I'm just going to chuck it in there. Okay. He looks so goofy. I think he's not the goofiest one out of the bunch, but he's definitely goofy. All right. Next we're going to do Butthole Cat. So I might just do a quick test patch on some scrap fur. Put the black away. So we are done with this colour. I will add whiskers to it, so I'll do that at a separate stage. I just want to get all the airbrushing sort of done at the moment. Now, pour this in there, give this a wash. Just give it a quick clean. Got it in. Now we're ready for our next colour. So what we're going to do. Oh no! Oh no, it's swapped. Oops, these things happen, doesn't it? Luckily it's kind of not too bad. So sometimes I can just clean off pretty well. Of course that happened, right? Welcome to the chaos that is. So that's not too bad. As long as it doesn't get on this one, we're fine. Did get on my clothes though, so that's not great. That's not great, is it? I have to spray some colour on that. Welcome to the chaos that is. I might just have to get some more paper towels, I think. Get that wash. Of course that drips, right? We love setbacks. Yeah, it will. That's all right. It is fabric paint. All right. I'll be back with some more paper towels. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. All right. How many times I've spilt this paint as well? That's right. I changed my t-shirt and I put some fabric, some stain remover on it. See if that does anything. But who knows? All right. mixing thing, a bit of clean. Oh, I forgot to brush this. Wash this too. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, what were we doing? Doing this one. All right. Let's swap them. And so I think I'm going to do a little bit of brown on the eyes for this one. Almost dropped it again. So let's clean up the glue. I guess I'll have to make a stretchy cat one day. I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup before I add the colour. Sometimes my tools can't get into these little crevices that I've sculpted. So I want to bring that detail work back out. And I've actually just bought these scissors and they're so cool. I can't believe I didn't buy grooming scissors beforehand. Hey Jessie, how are you? So this isn't going to take long at all, this one, I don't think. I'm just trying to get that. That's good. Get those eyes to come out a bit more. Alright. I'm good. I just built a bunch of paint, so that's cool. Alright. Now, we want you to sit like that so we can paint your face. So, I'm just going to mix up. If I can find something to mix it on that's not paper. Alright, I'm going to mix up a colour that is a little bit apricot. I can undo this without tearing my hands up. Alright. Oh, might be too much. That's what I wanted to do as well. So, like a little scrap. I'm going to see how this colour turns out on just a scrap piece of the same fur. Because when I airbrush it, I want it to be like a really light ginger. And I think that's fine. to be a bit less pungent. That's the colour we want. Alright, now we're just going to mix up a apricot colour. I think I put way too much. Yeah. I'm just going to put the pink here. I'm running out of this pink. I need to get some more. I'm wondering if I should restart this TikTok. Sometimes TikTok, when you've been on the live for a little while, it sort of starts, I don't know, like buzzing out a little bit. Alright. So, get a little bit of apricot, a little bit of pink. More pink, I think. Like this pink just dries a tad too pink, so I'm just muting it down using some of this apricot colour, and it just it just mutes it down a little bit. It's not so like pink. So yeah, anyway, that's a okay colour. So I'm going to do, I know what too much in there. So we start with a fresh colour. And it sort of matches the Sculpey colour, this. Okay, actually I need to. I think I might restart this TikTok the last 20 minutes or so. Okay. I'm going to restart this TikTok. The eyes, a little bit of brown. So the eye colour, getting a little bit of brown. So just going in lightly with some brown paint. I will clean this up as well, but I want to keep it pretty light here. So I'm just going to paint over the eye and then I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up a little bit once all the paint's been put on. I'm trying to keep the eye shape. Hey, thanks for the likes. I had to restart the live because it was sort of not doing anything. So sometimes if you've been on TikTok live for a little while, it just stops feeding you. Feed out. But yeah, here we are. We're back again. All right. So I'm just going to go in with a clean brush and just clean this eye up a little bit. I'll clean it up a bit better when it's all finished as well. But I'm trying to get all the fluff off. Go back in. Some brown. Okay, see how that goes for a little while. All right, so while I've got that apricot colour, I think I'm just going to add a really light, just with my brush. This went in, it's brown. Just really lightly. Sort of the back here. Right. I love your art dolls. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so now what are we doing? We are going to do a little bit of the orange. Now this isn't normally an airbrushing colour, but I use this paint all the time and it works just as good. But I'm going to go in with this apricot colour. Because we want a really light ginger colour. So I'm just going to squirt that in there. Give it a vigorous shake. And see, it makes quite a nice colour. And I'm just going to add a really small amount of colour to this. I actually should have done the brown with the airbrush on this one, but oh my god. Let's move that. Alright. So I don't know if that's hopefully not too thick. It might be a little thick. Just add a little bit more water to it. All right. Let's see how this goes. Where is the lid? Now I'm just going to tear up a small section. So I need to spray out the excess that was in there. Okay, now I'm just doing a small amount of ginger. All right. So a really small amount. Adding a tiny bit of striping too. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Put this down for a second. I'm going to stand her up. Is that like, no, none of them are real. Everything's fake. I don't use any animal products. So everything's made out of, I sculpt all the pieces, put it on an armature, and then sew a body on it basically. So I use faux fur for this one, for all of them. Or I use like mink fabric, just depends what I'm making. But no, none of them are real. But that looks real. So that's good. They're all medieval cats too, so they're a bit weird looking. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I'll just my YouTube screen there. All right. Now, adding a little bit more ginger. Do a little bit on the tail, so I'm going to lower that tail. Go for the butthole view. No, it's not. It's all fake. What paint do I use? Okay, so normally I use this jacquard paint for textiles, but for this orange in particular, I'm using the Chromacryl. It says skin tone base, but so that is like an apricot colour basically. So it works really well for a really light ginger colour. But yeah, normally I use the Jacquard textile paint. But yeah. So I'm not doing a like proper coverage. I'm just doing a really like stippling sort of. Whoa, that could have ended super badly. Anyway. So do I. I can't stop making them. I can't stop. Won't stop. To be careful not to cover the butthole. Okay, see how nicely it folds when the tail's down too. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty much it for that one. Just a really light bit of orange for this one. Do I have any of that spilt milk paint? No, you'll spill that. Of course it did. Oh, sorry, that's do the legs bend? Yes. They do. The whole thing's bendy. So, I mean, yeah, the whole thing's bendy. So, yep. You know that. That's it. Can't really quite get the colour on this. So it's just a really light ginger. This one, I think ginger was the right choice of colour, maybe. All right, now. Okay. I think it's fine for the tail. I didn't want it to be. I suppose I could do some stripage. I actually think I might need to do it a bit darker. I feel like it needs a tiny bit more darker. Am I going to do more tutorials? I usually try and do a tutorial for each doll that I make. So hopefully, yeah. So I record the process for everything as well. So yeah, try to do as many as possible. I mean, there's heaps of tutorials on there anyway. On YouTube, I mean. So if you don't know where to start, start by trying to sculpt some things and see how you go with that. When you're happy with something, just stick an armature on it, and then just sort of go from there. Try some stitching, but I reckon just have a go at sculpting some things. I reckon. All right, so I've got some red oxide here, which I think I don't know if it's going to be too dark or not. So here's my experiment piece. Let's see. Yeah, it's too red, I think. We want like a brown, so I think what I'll do is try the burnt umber. I think the burnt umber is going to be too dark. Oh, can I mix colours? In the airbrush? Yeah, absolutely. I just did a mixed colour for like a bit more of an apricot-y colour. So when it comes out the airbrush as well, it's a lot lighter. So this one is this colour here. It's a bit lighter. Actually, no, it's not. It's this colour, sorry. So yeah, when it comes out the airbrush, it's a lot lighter, even though it looks dark, but yeah, it is a lot lighter. So I think it's a gamble. I just wanted to add a bit more, I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's see what other colours I have. Gold oxide. So I've got a gold oxide colour. Whoa. There you go. So I think, yeah. Yep, that's the colour. This is just a scrap bit. Where do you buy the ice from? So sometimes I get ready-made eyes. So they're just like little cabochon things. I get them from AliExpress, but they're little like already made eyes. Or I make them. So the cabochons, this comes blank, and I made these ones, which I just printed off and stuck it together. Or I paint them. So I've got these eyes ready for the Stellar Sea Lion, which it's got brown in it, but you can't really tell. So yeah, I have so many eyes, but I'm just going to get rid of that orange. What did I do with it? Here it is. Yes, you can buy them online. I have some, but not much in my shop as well. I've only got big ones, I think. I never listed them. I've got so many bags of eyes, though. All right, so I just wanted a little bit more dimension because I think that's too flat. So just a little bit. Okay. Is there anything particular I need? Just some Sculpey, I think. You don't have to have the cabochons. You can sculpt the eyes and paint them if you like. You can use glass beads, but I'd find the cabochons, works best. You don't have to worry about dints and stuff. probably wire armature if you're going to use an armature. I mean, you can buy the ball and socket ones. Just don't bake it in the oven because it's plastic. And fur. So go to Spotlight, and I think they've got a sale on at the moment. So go to Spotlight, get some fur. What is a medieval cat? I have no idea. It just looks weird. So that's what we went with. You had a look at Spotlight yesterday, or just materials in general? Just get some clay. We've got, I like Sculpey Original, but you can get Super Sculpey, whatever you want. Their Sculpey's a little bit overpriced, I think. Sometimes they have sales on. So yeah, some Sculpey, some fur. I don't know if they have wire. You probably have to go to Bunnings. I used to get my wire armature from Riot. So I think they're online only now. So yeah, have a go at looking at Riot too. It was an aluminium coil. It comes in a coil. I think it's quite coming out enough. Ears, yeah, it's literally just like you flatten it out and pinch it up the top, and that's pretty much your ear. It's super easy. I'm not going to add too much of this colour. Just a tiny bit. I think I might trim that bit off too. Anyway. If you're doing things like chimp ears, that's a bit trickier because obviously they look like people ears and they're not the easiest thing to sculpt, I have to say. They just take a bit more time. But yeah, you can even make ears out of fabric too. It doesn't have to be. Well, get out of here. All right, what's the time? Okay, I have to go get the little one out of bed. So I will be back tomorrow for some more doll making. So hopefully I can try and have these finished. I need to do some things this afternoon. So I'm going to try and get the other one done in blue. So YouTube, thanks for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. See you tomorrow.